In this video, I am going to go through the packet, the real number system that you were given in class to work on, and just go through some of the problems and give you some pointers to help you out. So for the on the first page under Objective 1, use exponents. Just want to remind you some rules about exponents with the fractions. So for example, like number 7, it's 2/5 to the third power. So when a fraction is being raised to an exponent, you want to raise the numerator to that exponent and the denominator. So it's 2 to the third over 5 to the third. And then simplify. So 2 to the third is 8, 5 to the third is 125. Check to make sure that it's reduced, which it is, so there is your answer. Another helpful hint on Objective 1 is if you're using your calculator, which you're more than welcome to, if you see parentheses, make sure you put parentheses in your calculator. So just put it into your calculator exactly how you see it on your paper. Alright, Objective 2 is using the order of operations, so using PEMDAS. Careful with a couple of those, like number 19 and 20 have fractions. So let's look at number 19. It's 1/2 times 2/3 plus 3/4 times 1/3. So we have to go back and remember our rules about fractions. So when you're multiplying fractions together, you just multiply the numerator and denominator. Okay? When you add fractions, you have to make sure they have common denominators. So we have multiplication here, multiplication here, and then addition at the end. So I'm going to go through and do the two multiplications first. So 1/2 times 2/3. So you're going to multiply the numerators and denominators. So 1 times 2 is 2, 2 times 3 is 6. Same thing over here, multiply the numerators first, multiply the denominators. So it's 2 6 plus 3 12s. Now when you add the fractions, so this is where you need a common denominator. So I can change the 2 6 to have a denominator of 12. So I multiply top and bottom by 2. Because 6 times 2 is 12. And then now I can add them. So I just add across the numerator. So 4 plus 3 is 7. Bring down that common denominator of 12. I can reduce this to 1/3 because I can simplify, divide both numerator and denominator by 4. So be careful with fractions. Also, just with order of operations, be careful with the fraction bar, like in 22, 23, and 24. Simplify the numerator, simplify the denominator separately, and then divide. And you can leave your answer as a fraction. Objective 3 says use more than one grouping symbol, so let's just look at 25. So notice in all of these problems you have brackets and parentheses. So you are going to look to see your brackets and start inside the brackets. Okay, and then in the brackets, then think about your order of operations. So I'm going to multiply the 3 and the 4 together first, and then add, 5 plus 12. And it doesn't matter, you can do parentheses or brackets, or I did one of each. And then 6 times 17 is 102. So start inside the brackets, kind of work your way out. Alright. Objective 4. Know the meanings of your equal sign, less than, greater than, less than or equal to, and greater than or equal to. So you just giving your answer as true or false. Some of them should be kind of simple, knowing which number is bigger or smaller, but then careful when you get down to some of those, like 41 through 48, you need to use your order of operations first. Let's look at 47. That looks like a good one there. Whoops. The screen's going crazy. Okay. Okay, so here in number 47, we have to figure out is 4 greater than or equal to, and then this whole expression here. So we need to simplify that expression. So I'm not even going to worry about the 4 and the greater than or equal to yet. I'm just going to worry about simplifying this right-hand side of that sign. Okay? So in the numerator, I can simplify and then simplify the denominator. So the numerator, I have a couple options on this one. So if we go with order of operations, we're going to simplify inside the parentheses first. Now, you may have used distributive property, and you can do that too. So if you distributed the 2 and then the 3 over here, you can do that. You might end up making more work for yourself, but you'll get the same answers. So I'm going to go back and just simplify inside those parentheses to save a few steps. So 3 plus 1 is 4, so I'm going to replace that with 4. And then 2 plus 1 is 3. Okay. And then I'm going to keep going just with my numerator. So 2 times 4, so multiply those together. Multiply 3 times 3. Okay, and then 8 minus 9 is negative 1. So my numerator, negative 1. And then the denominator, so I can do 3 times 2 is 6. 6 minus 1 is 5. So negative 1/5. So if I kind of go all the way back up to the top now, so we're looking at this problem here is 4 greater than or equal to negative 1. Yes, so that is a true statement. Okay. Objective 5, translating word statements to symbols. So these are just questions putting words to numbers. Hopefully you shouldn't have too many problems with that. Just remember some key vocabulary. Quotient is division. Product means multiplication. Sum, you're going to do addition. If you see less than, subtraction, or minus, subtraction. So take a look at some of those. Objective 6, when it says to reverse the direction of the inequality statement. So, for example, number 59. The original is 9 less than 12. Well, if you just switch the sign, is that a true statement, though? Is 9 greater than 12? No. So, yeah, you want to switch the sign to greater than, but you also have to adjust your numbers so that it's still a true statement. So, in this case, it would be 12 greater than 9. So notice, if you switch the sign, your numbers also have to switch spots. So you have to actually switch both. Let's look at another one, like 61. The original 1/10 is less than 4, which is true. But now if you need to switch the symbol, make it a greater than, well then you also have to switch your numbers, because 4 greater than 1/10. Okay, so hopefully those were some helpful tips for you as you are working on this packet. Be sure to check your answer key when you're done with the answer key posted on our Plus Portals page. And take note of any questions that you were stuck on, and we can go over together in class.